Alright folks, today is a vegetarian dish. It's going to be made with aubergines, tomatoes, lentils and some lemon juice and a little bit of olive oil. I'll show the ingredients now. First things first, let's get the old oven fired up, okay? So, hot air recirculation is okay, and then we want it at around 220. Really high temperature. Even 250 would do, okay? It's gonna take a while for this to heat up, so let's make it work fast. While the oven is heating up, let's get the aubergines and put some little cuts into it so they don't explode when they heat up to about 250 degrees in the oven. Right, you wanna put some knife cuts through the aubergines, otherwise they might pop inside the oven and that would be very unpleasant. They actually pop and mess goes everywhere. It's not cool. So just be careful with your knife and get a little bit stabby, okay? And then everything will be okay. Because when you cook these, you're just gonna take that skin off. It's just gonna fall off, okay? Once you've done that, just put them onto a tin foil lined tray like this. And then once the oven is heated up, we're gonna put them in there, okay? So we're up to temperature, 230 degrees on fan recirculation. Let's switch it over to top and bottom heat, okay? Because it's a little bit too high. Get it open, step back, pick this stuff up, and then just throw it in there. Might lower it down to a different shelf. Set the timer for 1 hour, okay? Actually, set it for half an hour, because we're gonna turn it. Here we go. And then we'll set another timer for half an hour too, and then we're finished. That looks badly warped. Oh my God, what happened to my tray? Just give them a little turn. And then the last one. They're all getting quite squishy. Man, look at my tray, it's really warped. Thanks AliExpress. After an hour in the oven, this is what they look like. I really cannot believe this tray has bent so much. That's ridiculous. All right, let that cool there for a few minutes, okay? We've got another bowl here, and we can just pick these up like that. Put them in there. Okay. Put them into a bowl. Then using the same tray, you just put a few tomatoes down there, okay? Let's just get them in the oven while it's still hot, okay? Give that 12 minutes and then those tomatoes will be done. 12 minutes, same temperature. After 12 minutes, yeah, you gotta admit, they do look nice. All right, let's get cracking with the lentils. All right, so we need a pot for the lentils. Let's get some heat into this. I've just boiled this kettle. Give that a second to heat up and we'll get started with the lentils. There we go. Aren't they pretty? Mushroom stock cube. Gives a nice little bit of umami flavor. Pop that in there. Give it a little stir. You can do this with water. You can leave out the stock cube if you like, but I think the mushroom stock cube just gives a nice little bit of flavor to an otherwise relatively bland food. Lentils don't have like a great flavor to them. Perfectly passable, but there's nothing amazing going on. Okay, so you can see this water is now boiling. So we go in here with our lentils. Give them a little stir and then get the lid on it, okay? They're going to absorb a lot of that water. They will come up to 3 times that size. So tightly fitting lid, put it on. Leave it there for 20 minutes and we're done with the lentils. Now let's bring the heat down to medium. 5 is good. Grab yourself a spoon. Once these have cooled down a little bit, we're just going to cut into it like that. Well, no, we're going to cut into it. We're going to scoop it out using the spoon, okay? Because it's all nice and soft now. Now we do want to let this drain in a colander. So, move that out of the way. I have a salad spinner here, I'm just going to put it in there. So once you've got all the skin off it, it'll look like that. Try not to let it go to waste. Get in here, dig around a little bit, get most of it. Into the colander to drain. Starting to build up in the colander. What would happen if you cut the bottom of it off and try to squeeze it out? Not great, to be fair. Maybe a little bit easier. But you definitely want to let it cool down before you do something like that. Okay. Pick this up, pour it into the bowl, your colander. I think that might be the lentils trying to let me know they're ready. Alright, so the timer's gone off and our lentils are done. Now we need to drain this. So give me a second. So that's what they look like when they're drained. Give them a few minutes, they're going to dry out. Very, very hot. So, this is in the colander. I used a salad spinner, okay? Look at all the liquid that has been removed. And that can be a little bit bitter, and you don't want that. So we discard that liquid, okay? And then we put our aubergine, our roasted aubergine, into the mixture like that. We already have a spoon, so we can just sort of spread that out a little bit. And if you see a little bit of skin in there, just fish it out, okay? Okay. We're doing the break well of the aubergine. Do some chemical cleaning. Okay, right there. Another thing we want to do is garlic. Get that in there, okay? We have a little knife here we've been using all along. Let's cut that off. There you go. Let's give that another stir. Okay. We also want some lemon juice. So, freshly squeezed lemon. Bit of freshness, okay? It'll lighten everything up. I think I'll use a wooden spoon. The banging of a metal knife or spoon on a metal pot kind of does my head in a little bit. Now we've got some oregano. This is all of the oregano we're going to use, and we're going to use half of that. Okay, so reserve about that much, okay? We also need some salt in here. So that's half a teaspoon right there. Okay, that's probably plenty. And then we can also get a little bit of garlic, not garlic, but what do you call it, black pepper. Don't forget, taste as you go. That's just you cooking. Now we've got the tomatoes, right? Let's mix this in a little bit better, especially that salty part. Alright, do you remember these bad boys from earlier on? The tomatoes? They look lovely, don't they? Thankfully, my sheet has almost gone back to normal. So, let's get them into here. They're nice and soft and probably very sweet as well. Now we're just going to give that a little bit of a fold. You don't want to turn it to mush. You just want to mix it up a little bit. Let's add a little bit of olive oil in here. I'm just using this kind of stuff, fairly generic. Okay, so you can now scoop some of this up into a bowl, okay? Doesn't have to be a huge bowl. You can take this as like a portion as well, just like a starter portion. It'll look quite nice, okay? Sprinkle a little bit of, actually, let's get some yogurt onto it. Let's get some yogurt in there, okay? I'm using skyr, but you could use a little bit of Greek yogurt. And then we've got a little bit of oregano. Sprinkle that on top. And a little bit of olive oil. A little drizzle.